So hello everyone, and welcome to our Tech Tuesday on Mastering Time Management, Unlocking the Power of OnePlan's Timesheet Module. Tech Tuesday is a webinar series presented by us, the OnePlan Academy team, to provide short, focused sessions on OnePlan best practices, tips, and tricks. In today's session, we'll explore the OnePlan Timesheet Module, a powerful and efficient feature for managing your team's time. This session is designed to empower project managers, resource managers, and team members with practical insights and hands-on strategies on how to use the OnePlan Timesheet Module. The OnePlan Timesheet Module helps to capture all the work that you and your team are doing, track actual time spent versus what was planned, and account for any non-work such as vacation, holidays, and other time off. My name is Tina Shirk, and I am a OnePlan Academy instructor and the technical documentation lead here at OnePlan. And today I am here with my partner in crime, Deb Roth, the education and training manager.
Hello, welcome everybody.
Let's dive into today's session. As a project manager, it is crucial to effectively allocate, manage, and optimize resources both at the individual work plan level and globally across your organization. OnePlan Timesheets is a tool that can help you monitor the time spent on various tasks, projects, and non-project work. During this webinar, we will demonstrate the core features and benefits of using OnePlan Timesheets, including tips and tricks to help you capture and account for all work and non-work for your resources and fit your organization's unique needs. We'll explore the power of functionalities and reports that can transform how you manage time, resources, and project billing. We'll also show you how to enter, submit, and accept timesheet hours, and how these actual hours get updated and reflected in the work plan. We'll also show you how to access and utilize the out-of-the-box OnePlan PowerBI reporting dashboards to analyze your timesheet actuals data. And if we have time, we will have we'll set aside some time at the end of today's session for Q&A. So by the end of this session, you'll have a practical understanding of how to integrate OnePlan's timesheet module into your resource and project management workflows. You'll also see how team members can use OnePlan timesheets to add, update, and submit work progress for all the work that they're doing. So kind of the crux of today's, why is this important? Why do I care about OnePlan timesheets and time tracking and all that? Time tracking is an essential tool for businesses that want to improve productivity, effectively manage resources, maintain accurate cost estimations, and enhance overall organizational efficiency. Let's break this down even further. First, improving productivity is a huge component of using timesheets, right? Time tracking helps organizations understand how employees spend their time across various tasks and projects. With this information, management can identify areas where efficiency can be improved, address bottlenecks, allocate resources effectively to increase overall productivity across all work assignments. Next up, the next point being more accurate cost estimation and budgeting. Tracking actuals gives you an accurate cost estimation and budgeting to complete a work effort. By comparing forecasts, so what you thought was going to happen, how you thought your resources were going to be allocated, versus actuals, or the time that they actually insert into their timesheets, time tracking provides essential data for accurately estimating the costs associated with specific projects and resources. This information enables organizations to allocate budgets effectively, manage costs, take corrective actions, to get project costs back on track and make informed decisions to optimize operational efficiency. So the ultimate goal then of using timesheets and of today's session is to assign the right resources with the right skills and availability at the right time to deliver projects and tasks and other work. So again, the main objective is to have a system in place that enables you to manage your resources effectively, whether they are related to work or non-work activities. And this way you'll be able to, as I said, assign resources with the right skills and availability to the right work at the right time to get your projects done effectively and efficient. We're going to dive into the actual demonstration portion of today's session. So I'm going to be handing this over to Deb.
So what you see now is, many of you may be familiar with this already in terms of the screens that you're seeing. This is right now, I've logged into my OnePlan group, and just kind of you can see here, Tech Tuesday is the OnePlan group. I'm logged in for those of you who are new to OnePlan. So a couple of things before we dive into actually going through how you use the timesheets in OnePlan is that there's some magic that needs to be done behind the scenes in order to use the OnePlan Timesheets module. So the OnePlan administrator in your group has a couple of configuration to-dos. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this topic. Rather, we want to just let you know that your OnePlan admin does need to set up calendars and time periods so that you can be able to actually access and open the timesheet periods that we're going to show you. So let's reconfirm that this is the group. You'd log in to your OnePlan group from your login area. And then now we're going to go navigate to the timesheets from the main navigation menu, so you can see the clock, and that's your timesheets. Once you are in the timesheets, you're going to see a weekly view. For example, in this particular instance, just to give you some background, we're using the general calendar, where a standard workday is considered to be 8 hours per day. And it would also account for, it assumes that during the course of your day, you're going to have lunch. So all of these things are already pre-configured in the background. In this example, weekends are considered Saturday and Sunday, and they're considered non-work days. However, depending on your organization or even departments within your organization, you can configure these timesheets to capture, if you have got shift work, 24-hour calendar, or if you do need people to account for time that they work on the weekends. So it gives you that flexibility. And even though we're looking at saying that ultimately we're looking at 8-hour days here, you could enter 12 if you needed to. Okay, so it's really about capturing and being able to see exactly what it is that you're working on, so that we can understand how the actuals are working against the forecast, right? You plan the work, then you work the plan. Now that we've confirmed that all these timesheets are set up, I want to do a deeper dive into these timesheets so that you can see all of the different features and functionality in them. And then once we're done showing you what these features look like inside of the timesheet, we're going to show you what you would see as a planner or a project manager inside of your plans. So let's take a look at all the different icons in here. The icons, these are, so the timesheet periods, we're going to go through all these different icons. But first of all, let's take a look about the timesheet periods. These are configured by your OnePlan admin. These are all the different time periods that you will be able to enter your time in. Different organizations have different processes for which time periods get opened at one time. But again, that has to be done in the background, all right? You can select a time period from here for next week if you wanted to. You can use the back arrow to go back to timesheet periods or to go forward. Very, very straightforward and intuitive to use. The benefit of being able to access these future periods, for example, is, let's just say you or your resources are getting ready to take time off. You can go ahead and do that time off in advance so that you're able to submit those timesheets without having to miss any deadlines. So to be able to enter time, please notice that you've got a time entry view. We'll talk through each of these different menu options as we go through the process here, but this is in general where you need to be to do the general time entry. Next, I'm going to show you the different ways that you can add a task to your timesheet. You can either use this blue plus sign add item icon, or you'll be able to select the plan from the select plan menu. If you want to add an item from the add item icon, you will display the add tasks menu. And I want to maybe add some tasks to the Tech Tuesday. So you find all of the plans. So all of the plans here that you see in the left side of the menu are those that you're able to access. And that way, as a team member, you're not having to see every single plan that's inside of OnePlan for you. So I want to use Tech Tuesday, and I want to add maybe add task 2. And I can see now I have this plan is called Tech Tuesday and task 2. Now, optionally, I can also use the select plan dropdown, and I can find the plans this way as well. So the nice thing about OnePlan is that it gives you different ways that you can add tasks to your plan. If you wanted to go and add additional tasks, you can also go back into this item. So I will select that, and maybe I'll go back in here and select the Tech Tuesday, add task 3. Right. So now I have all of the different tasks inside of my timesheet that I want to be able to view as a resource, and add those tasks as needed. Now, let's talk about, these are for actual projects that I know that I'm working on, but let's just say that I know that I've worked on something, but it's not necessarily available in my timesheet. You can actually, again, use this drop-down menu, and let's say, for example, I was working on the VoIP phones plan, and I need to account for my time. I can go ahead and select that VoIP phones plan, and then I can add the task that I needed to take care of in here. Let's say I am working on develop code. So now I have a holistic view of what it is I need to do as an individual. Now, just as a reminder and a tip, the thing about timesheets and what's good about those is that most organizations want resources to account for a total of 40 hours per week, which is the standard work week. But in general, what the concept is that we're looking to be able to have each of us account for all of the time, whether it's project or non-project work, including like vacations or holidays. So you can actually use some non-working, there are plans that can be created in OnePlan that can capture this non-project work. So in this instance, I'm going to take a look at, there's a time off plan. And this was already pre-configured in the background by the person, maybe in operations, that owns these time off plans. And I want to show that I am going to be taking some vacation time. So that's how easy it is to select these tasks. And then all of these together will help me be able to enter my time. Now, there's different ways that you can enter your timesheet data. You can, like I said, you can use this timesheet, you can go forward, but pretty much I can just go into the date, and I can start entering the hours that I've worked for the week. And then I can also add notes. So here you can see that I continue to add timesheet line items for what I worked on. And maybe I'm working on here. You can start to see how I'm getting up to 8 hours per day. I'm at 6 hours here. I worked on the VoIP plan here. And then on Friday, I know I'm taking time off. So now you've got the timesheet entered. Now you can see here as I enter the hours, the time is actually automatically saved, but it's not submitted yet. It's not submitted yet, so I would need to actually use this button to submit. A couple of other things that you can do as we're looking at these rows, be able to recall, you can copy your timesheet, but now I want to maybe say by default, there's no grouping of my timesheets, but I want to see everything that I'm doing by plan. And so now I can click that option, and I can see that all of the Tech Tuesday tasks are are part of the Tech Tuesday plan, and so they're categorized as I need to see them. So now, what do I want to do? At this point, I feel like I'm ready to submit my timesheet. So I click the submit button. Now, before I do that, I need to select all of the different plans where I want to submit my time. So I want to submit time for this plan, predefined template example. And then you can see here if it's a blank circle and there's nothing populated in there, means it's not submitted. I can add comments if I want to. Completed all my tasks. So this is very flexible here. I can click at the plan level here that I've grouped by and have all of the different tasks that I have completed. But now I realize that I also worked, it was more like 2 hours here and 1 hour here. So I can keep moving my timesheet analysis around. And then I'm going to submit for the PTO. And I want to, yeah, I'm good here, right? You can start seeing the progress on the right-hand side, but that's very simple on what you need to do to select those timesheet items that you want to submit the timesheet. I click submit. And then what you can see is that the submission has been completed. You can see that that blank circle that didn't have any icon in there shows an arrow. And when I hover my mouse over it, it shows that it is submitted. Now let's just say that I submitted my timesheet, but I need to correct it. In this, you can, because it's submitted, it's not approved yet. So I can recall this task here, and I can say I want to recall these items. So now I can fix this and say that I really didn't work on task 1 on Tuesday, and I really worked 3 hours on task and work on it here. And I'm going to want to recall this one as well to say that I worked 1 here and 1 here. Now notice, and 2 here, excuse me. Okay, so now I'm back to my 8 hours. I can go ahead and resubmit timesheet. And now you can see that everything that I wanted to submit is now, that I recalled, is now able to be submitted, right? Now another cool tip and trick that I can share with you is, let's just say I'm working on the same types of projects week to week. I can select the next timesheet period if I wanted to, and I can copy my timesheet from the previous period. I can import tasks from other plans. There's different ways that I can copy these tasks that I have to do so that I'm not having to constantly hunt for them in the timesheet. So again, as a team member or as somebody that's using these timesheets, I get this centralized, aggregated view of all the work that I need to do. This also holds true for any type of work items that I'm working on, whether it's risks or issues or backlog, any of those types of things. So that's what you see as part of the timesheet. I can see that I've accounted for 40 hours. Now let's kind of take a look at what this means to you as a plan manager. As a plan manager, I'm going to navigate to the Tech Tuesday plan. I'm going to go to the work plan. Right, so I've got all of the, so now as part of what we do when we're doing our project management, we plan the work and then we work the plan. So I've created this plan. I've got all of the tasks created here. I have baselined the plan, the Gantt. I can show the Gantt. I can show the baseline in the Gantt. And so you can start seeing the baseline. That means that as I'm capturing actuals from a tip and trick standpoint, that now I'm actually able to see what my progress is against the plan, right? So you can start to see that, what I want to do is add a field in here called, you can actually create a view if you wanted to. You can start seeing what the status is. I'm going to just pull in the timesheet hours so you can start to see what is happening when I pull in these hours. And these hours are actually automatically updated for you, so you can start to see expand. I'm going to re-add that column. And what the reason why this is important to look at now is you can start to see how your actuals are starting to stack up against the plan. And when we're talking about, we can start to see that as of this week's timesheet hours, we've got 10 hours that have been captured, and the overarching status has been converted to 30% done. You can toggle to that baseline view, and you can start to see if you're looking like you're on or off track. So when I take a look at what the baseline effort was supposed to be at this point in time, we're supposed to be approximately halfway done with this and 20 hours, and the actuals are looking like we're at 10 hours. So we may want to take a look at, when we're calculating the progress and we're talking to the team members, are we actually doing the work more efficiently than we expected, or are we looking like we're a little bit behind schedule? And the other thing that we can start to do is start seeing how this actually is, how we're looking at it from the resource plan. I can go into the resource plan for this work plan, and I can take a look at the timesheets, and I can import it from the timesheets and see what's going on. So right now there's been no changes, but as my resources are starting to update the timesheets, I can start looking at those timesheet hours and completely stay inside of everything I'm working on in this particular plan. Now that I've shown you some different ways that you can actually use the timesheets, how you enter the timesheets as an end user, as a team member, from that perspective, how you as the PM can take a look at how those timesheet hours are incorporated into your plans. I'd like to turn it over to Tina to show you some additional ways that you can look at reporting of these timesheet hours to help you with understanding your actual performance versus your plan.
Awesome. Thanks, Deb. So today I'm going to be going through a few of the timesheet reports that we have in our out-of-the-box Power BI report pack provided by OnePlan. So we have 4 timesheet specific reports that's going to pull that timesheet data from your resources and aggregate it together into these nice visual reports. So first and foremost, we have this timesheet hours by project report. And so what this allows you to do is, from this overall view where we're looking at all of the projects, you can take a look at how timesheet, so you can see in total, we have 1.5 thousand, about 1,500 timesheet hours submitted so far in this OnePlan group. And then you can see how those timesheet hours break down by role, by department, hours submitted, and then the approval status. The nice thing about this report is that you can break it down even further by individual projects. So I'll let this slicer think for a second here. Let's see. We'll just take a look at market research. Take a look at that plan. So now that I've used a slicer, it's going to only show me the timesheet data for that particular project, being market research. So now you can see how that breaks down by role, department, and so on. And you can also narrow it down by a specific timesheet period if you would like to look at a specific point in time for timesheet hours. Next, we have timesheet hours by task. So this is very similar to that last report we just looked at, except it breaks it down even further on a task level. So now you can see timesheet hours by class. You can see we only have regular timesheet hours, but There are a couple other classes you can set up in your timesheets that Deb went over, like overtime, things like that. Yep. So you can keep have a nice visual of that and how many hours are being assigned to those different classes. Then you can view hours by task, by department, submitted, approval, same stuff. And then again, you can narrow this down by your project and see how time is being allocated to those different tasks within your specific projects. Next up, we have timesheet hours by resource. So taking it a step further, now we're looking at how individual resources are submitting their timesheets. And again, you can view it by particular timesheet range. Here we're looking at June 25th to July 9th of last year, and we can see how our resources were submitting time then. You can see the breakdown of resources, how many total hours they've submitted. You can even use this slicer to narrow down the view, so you can look at how individual resources are submitting time in particular time periods. And then finally, we have the timesheet status report here. So this is kind of an overall view, summary of all of those 3 reports that we just took a look at in more of a summary view. So you can see timesheet hours by approval status, and then it breaks it down by plan down here in this table, by plan, resource, and task. And then you can see up here, you can use these slicers to look at individual resources and how their time is being submitted to what tasks and so on. So this is kind of a cumulative view of those other reports that I just went through. So those are the out-of-the-box reports that OnePlan provides regarding timesheet hours. Of course, with Power BI, there are always ways that you can leverage data and customize reports, but OnePlan comes with some pretty robust reporting out of the box. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Deb, before we hop into the wrap-up portion?
I think that covered it really, really well, the flexibility of what you can see and how you can actually now start getting a better understanding of how everybody's spending their time. And we'll move into.
Our goal today was to provide you with practical insights and hands-on strategies on how to use OnePlan timesheets, the OnePlan timesheet module to capture and compare actual versus planned progress, gain deeper insights into resource capacity versus demand, and understand when to take corrective action to keep your project on track. Throughout today's session, we showed you that the OnePlan timesheet module is easy to use, how using the OnePlan timesheet module, how you can use the OnePlan timesheet module to capture all work and non-work for your resources. Your resources do to help you track actual progress performance against the baseline, resulting in better project management oversight. Capturing actuals can improve resource forecasting and create greater organizational efficiency. As you start your journey with OnePlan, remember to leverage the diverse tools that we have available to help you optimize your project management endeavors and drive tangible results for your organization. So please be sure to check out the resources you see here on the screen. We have OnePlan Academy, which you can go find at oneplanacademy.com, where we have a whole library of self-paced e-learning available for you to learn how to use OnePlan. We have our support portal, which is full of, again, a plethora of articles and how-tos specifically on how to use OnePlan. We hope that this webinar has given you practical insights and ways to use the OnePlan timesheets module for a more accurate and comprehensive view of your team's accomplishments. We want to thank you for your participation, and we look forward to seeing you at our next Tech Tuesday.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.